Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get Murda here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vigors. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code Mase, Cam, or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash with your first deposit and a free pick. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam.
Killa, what's going on, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing today?
Really good, man. It's a lot going on out here.
Yeah, man. That pink horsepower worked for me yesterday morning, man. I'm going to mix it with this Coach Prime cold coffee shop. They being down with Coach Prime, this is just the gift that keeps on giving. Pause. I got my Prime phone, I just a bat line for now. Coach Prime, I appreciate you. New phone, new coffee. I'm gonna see how this pink horsepower and coffee thing go, cause pink horsepower without the Prime, it might be crazy. I might come in there doing one of these after touchdown on one of my Coach Prime joints, man. You're gonna see how it go, man. But thank you for the coffee, Coach Prime, and the cell phone, man. We appreciate you.
What kind of phone is that?
Some slick shit, man. I ain't even used it yet. I ain't turning it on and nothing. I just took it out the box. But before the show's over.
Is your number already decided?
It's Android.
Oh.
Say Prime on the back, too. There's a lot going on, man.
Black and gold.
Yeah, black and gold. Coffee, too.
That's fire.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're down with Colorado, man. Not Miami, not Ohio State. Y'all get nothing.
More than the book bag.
No shrimp, no rice, no champagne. You get nothing. That's just some of the stuff. I got glasses. I got all type of shit. When you're down with Coach Prime, you get all type of gifts, man. So.
Y'all are funny.
And we'll be in San Antonio for the bowl as well.
Okay, today we are joined with our analyst, Arabia. Arabia, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Y'all look good. Treasure, you always look good every time I've ever seen you, but this week it's hitting a little extra this week.
Switch it up a little bit. You look great too. So I love being on here and seeing you and all of us up here. It's a vibe.
Lies.
Yeah. There we go.
Lies.
You know what's crazy? I think both of you ladies look absolutely great.
Yeah.
But Treasure attributes hers to money all the time. She always attributes her looks to money. And I think I thought you looked nice before you was getting paid. But she's like,
no, but that's like the level up though. Like when you start getting a little money, you be like, all right, now I can do a little something.
Okay. Yeah.
Switch it up, do something different. Because in college, it'd be hard. You got to do DIY everything.
Came in with them flip-flops on, huh? Trying to collect us to the studio. Yo. She's coming to work in them trying to collect us.
Hey,
I remember that.
I would
the early
so
days.
Stressed. No, and I would ask them. I was like, y'all, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I remember them college flip-flops.
Yeah. A bag of chicken nuggets and all that.
Look, guys, we have leveled up, okay? Got a stylist, get my hair done, my nails done, lashes, nothing crazy. Because people are like, did you get work done? Never work done. This is me, so.
I love you money without money, man. It's all the glow up and everything. You used to run in there, them chancletas flapping. He was down with me from day one, man.
Right after class.
Yeah. And then go back to class
And go back to
afterwards,
class.
man. They don't know the work you put in, man. Put a lot of work in.
A long
man.
time coming, but I appreciate everything. So glad y'all peep and notice. Okay, so let's get into the game. Bears lost to the Vikings 30-12. The Vikings are 12-2. Arabia, how do you feel about both teams right now?
Well, I think the Vikings are really just trying to keep the momentum going, heading into the postseason, which of course is really, really important. See if they can make anything shake past week 18. That's really their focus. You know, I like to give a lot of grace in division games. I always say anything is possible. It's the twilight zone. But this game, for the most part, went exactly as you would think that it would go. The Bears still look bad. It's really, really hard to watch that offense not be able to get things going. That defense was trying to hold the Vikings off. They were trying to hold them to those 13 points until they just couldn't. So it's, you know, pretty much as everybody expected. No real breaking news here, but the Vikings are trying to get that momentum to keep going headed into the postseason.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to Aaron Jones and then Cam, you know, getting those two touchdowns, that's really what broke the game open. When you look at the Bears, this is their seventh consecutive. For their second. How can I say this? The Vikings, their seventh consecutive game, and when you look at the Bears, it just seems like they can't figure out what they're doing. If they're trying to be an explosive team, or if they're trying to just play it good enough to just get the season over. I don't know what they're doing out there in Chicago, but I really hope they fix it, because I was looking forward to Caleb Williams having a stellar career, and it's just looking subpar at this point. I don't know if he need his dog back or
Possibly.
his mother or something.
You know, this is really the tough part of this job. Trying to make up shit about some shit you knew that was going to happen already, and read these stats and act like, oh, well, you know, he did have a running drive and they came back. Look, the Bears ain't shit. The organization is fucked up. We've been saying it week after week. We see what they did to Justice Fields. I did have a little heart for Caleb Williams on that little 2-game winning streak they had. If it was 2 or 3 games, whatever it was, I was like, okay, it looks all right. But this is exactly what was supposed to happen. To me, it's more about the Vikings winning this game and then the showdown if everybody wins out the rest of the games with the Lions. That's what this is really about. I can't sit here and tell you about this game, my nigga. I seen a little bit and I said, it's a foregone conclusion. I wouldn't have been able to get that 2 hours back of my life. So I didn't waste my time to watch it. And this is the score that it should have been. So to the Vikings, y'all are on a mission to have a showdown with the Detroit Lions to see who wins the division. Now, both of y'all probably are getting the playoffs, but you do want to win the division, so you'll have to be in the wild card. That's all this basically boils down to. I'm not going to say and make up a bunch of analytic numbers and be like, well, if he overthrew it and if they didn't have the pass attack and the defense, nah, man, I didn't watch it. I have shit to do. I can't get that time back. So salute to y'all football aficionados and the Arabias of the world, all NFL 32 who salute. I can't do it, my nigga. I can't. I envy y'all.
She laughed.
Just sitting through the 2 hours.
Appreciate the honesty. There actually is a quote from Caleb Williams that I have to get you guys' reaction to. So we know the Bears are on an 8-game losing streak. Caleb Williams said at the press conference, "This is my first time being part of something like this, of losing and this streak going. So I asked questions to the guys that may have lost a bunch of games in a row like this or had losing seasons." So basically, yeah, just asking his teammates how it feels to lose.
No, Caleb. She don't even have to ask the question. You're asking the wrong people. Ask the winners how to win. Don't ask the losers how it feels to lose. They're just going to only make you feel better about losing. This is exactly what Killa was talking about. I had other points to make, but Killa is absolutely right. I was sitting there thinking, well, the defense was smothering. Well, they should have smothered the Bears. The Bears don't play well against many people, so it's not surprising you got good defense. But even though their defense was on full display, but you're playing the Bears. Remember the Bad News Bears growing up? This is a part of that sequel.
Hey, and then Arabia, how do you feel about Caleb Williams basically asking his teammates how it feels to lose?
Same. You asking the wrong people. Don't ask the losers. You got to try to get with the winner in the winner circle. Why are you hanging out with the losers? Yeah, no.
Personally, so I was looking at the standings real quick. Personally, for instance, you got to think about this, that everybody's professionals in the NFL. It's not an easy task to be any professional in America. So when somebody asks you this, let's just say we're thinking about Caleb Williams so far from Arabia's and Mase perspective. From my perspective, if I'm one of them people who had a rough patch in the NFL, I might have slapped the shit out you. The fuck you mean? Would I look like I be losing in life? The fuck you go? Yo, who you trying to be slick because you young? Don't ask me what it's about to be losing, because obviously I'm here, nigga. Don't act like I'm some natural born loser ass nigga. Get your man. Somebody come get your man before it's a problem. Somebody come get your man because it's about, no, I'm just saying, I know that I Googled it and used it on a 9-game loser. Yo, it'd be a problem, my nigga. I'm telling you, don't ask people that. And I get what Arabia may say, and they're both 100% correct. I'm just telling you from the other side of the coin. Who the fuck is you to think I'm a loser like that you feel comfortable enough to be asking me what it's like to be losing? Nigga, I'm an NFL player. Nigga, I made it here. Ask the Bears what it's like to be losing. Don't come ask me, nigga. I ain't no regular loser. It's the organization.
Yeah. I gotta agree with that. When I seen the quote, I was just cracking up. And then to close, he said, I asked them questions because the more knowledge that I have prepares me for the future. If this ever comes close to something like this again, I just don't know why you would say that. And I don't know, because I thought they had media training, but that's just not the answer to have regardless. It's silly. Okay. So in a low scoring game, the Falcons beat the Raiders 15-9. Arabia, how do you feel about the Falcons this season?
Yeah, so if the Falcons want to actually take back that number 1 spot in the NFC South from the Bucs, who are 8-6, the Falcons are now 7-7. They're going to have to do way better than they did tonight. Jimmy Lake, defensive coordinator for the Falcons, extremely frustrating individual all season. He's not all bad. He does some things particularly well, like he adjusts really well. But if I saw one more defensive lineman dropping back in coverage, especially during the times that he had them drop back, that was basically unacceptable. And he's been doing it all season. So I'm not saying get rid of Jimmy Lake. I'm saying one way or another, there's going to have to be some augmentation in that defensive coordinator position. Desmond Ridder, of course, goes against his old team. This was supposed to be a revenge game. We knew that it wasn't about to be a Desmond Ridder revenge game. But he did have the Raiders in the game until the very last minute. That last 2-minute drill at the end, they picked things up, but it just wasn't good enough. So if the Falcons want to stop the Bucs from winning 4 NFC South Division titles in a row, they're going to have to do way better than we saw tonight.
Don't you think it's too late to try to do that? It's
too late to try to adjust the defensive coordinator?
Yes.
No, I don't. I think Jimmy Lake himself should be able to see this whole time what works and what doesn't work and stop doing 2 or 3 key things that he does in the game. If not, then yeah, I think it's in the offseason time to make some hard decisions.
Well, we're looking at Kirk Cousins throw his first touchdown in 5 weeks. So that is an alarming stat right there alone when you think of the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think that they were really interested in trying to make the playoffs this year. It looks like they're going to get close, but I'm not expecting much of the Atlanta Falcons. And I know that's hard to say being a person that spent a lot of time in Atlanta. But it looked like in the beginning
you
of the year.
You an AT alien, nigga. You an AT alien, man.
And speaking of aliens, I figured out what that light was that went up and down. It wasn't a UFO.
What was it?
How do you know it wasn't angels?
I told you that day.
You believe it was?
Angels?
Yeah.
I believe it's an unidentified flying object that ain't from Earth. That's what I believe. And they all starting to show up now.
Really? Might be one of them, Larry.
Oh my
Don't
goodness.
call me when it jump off. That's all. Hey, what we doing, buddy?
But yeah, Atlanta, in the beginning of the season, our boy Kirk Cousins was hitting the moves, balls, and all of that. And it looked like they was about to have a storybook year, but now it looked like it kind of fizzled out. I expect them to go to the playoffs, but I'm not sure how far that's going to go.
Again, I applaud you guys. Y'all niggas is incredible wasting y'all Monday night on that bullshit. Yo, y'all niggas is real, true professional NFL fans. Like I said, if you don't know, go to Arabia's page. Her page is all NFL 32. That means she's in tune with everything NFL, which I can never do on a Monday night with these two teams playing. If the fucking Raiders win, do you know how stupid they would fucking be to win a game right now? That would be the dumbest shit in the world. I'm not watching no more Raider games the rest of the season because if they fuck around and win, somebody gonna fuck around and hurt one of them niggas in the executive office. I ain't gonna put my man Antonio in there. I fuck with him. That's my nigga, former New York Giant, New York nigga. But somebody's gonna get hurt if the Raiders win a game. There are signs, literally, me and Church was just talking about it. There are signs literally in the crowd saying, tank for Shador. Literally. I'm talking about people holding up the signs, tank for Shador. This is a stadium rooting for y'all to lose. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking about literally the stadium is excited when y'all are not doing good because they know that you have the potential to get Shador or Cam Ward. Why would I watch this? I would be like, the Raiders won? Get the fuck out of here and fuck up who they could potentially get in the draft. The Giants and the Raiders are be the stupidest organizations to win. Both of them are eliminated from the playoffs. Now I could be like, okay, cool. We want to fuck it up for somebody else not to have a good seed in the playoffs or whoever their schedule remain the schedule, who they play as well. No, you have an opportunity to get two generational quarterbacks. Either, like I said, Raiders could get Cam Ward or Shador, and vice versa for the Giants. Why would you win a game? Why would I watch that, knowing that the Raiders are not going to win? So you're talking about y'all spent 4 hours watching this? Y'all niggas is salute. Y'all need to get paid double, man. Y'all need to get paid double because I wish I would. I would not waste a Monday night on those two games. Absolutely not.
Okay, and then real quick, so the Chiefs beat the Browns 21-7. Did the Browns, Arabia, ever have a chance at winning that game before we move on?
No. I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight, but the way that the Chiefs just find a way to get it done, even in all of these close games that they've had all season, it just seems like manifest destiny for them sometimes. So, coming into this game, you kind of do expect, it might get close at some point, but ultimately, for the most part, we know how this story ends with the Chiefs week to week.
Mr. Titletown, did the Browns ever have a chance at beating the Chiefs?
Come on. I'm going to take a page out of Killa's book. I think I have time to watch this. We already know what's going to happen.
Not mad at that.
That's wild.
How we going to be a sports show? Nobody's watching the
But that's how good we are.
The improv is out of this world.
That's how good niggas is. We already know what the fuck gonna happen before it happen. Now we won't watch it for detail. Want to be detailing, if that's a word. We want to watch for details. Nah, I'm cool. It's like the other day, man. I'm gonna give my take real quick. But you know what I noticed? I mean, you alluded to it one day, but I actually went to the semifinals games for the
NBA Cup.
NBA Cup the other day, and nobody wears high tops. I didn't know everybody wears low tops. Like, I'm talking about seeing two games. That's 10 niggas on the floor for each team. And I used to, I said, yo, so I'm assuming if you wear high tops, you old.
Yeah. You weak.
Yo, fam.
Your ankles are weak.
I was looking like, yo, even Shea Gills, he signed the Converse. He has some little stylish, low-top Converse. I said, yo, high tops must be played out. See, I thought that Trae Young had on some high tops, but he just had on ankle bracelets. Yeah, my bad. I forget what we was talking about that alluded to that, but I meant to tell you about that shit, Murda. The game, I watched some of this game. You know why I watched this game? I watched this game for Jameis Winston. Because Jameis Winston is an interesting character to me. Like, he's a very, very interesting character. His pregame speeches, he should be Hall of Fame for them shits. When they do a Hall of Fame for pregame speeches, he got to be first ballot for that shit. Secondly, he threw another 3 interceptions. But I told niggas this when he came back, and niggas was like, oh, he did this. I said, that nigga was in Tampa. He led the league in Tampa before Tom Brady get there in passing yards and interceptions. Now he's just fucking throwing interceptions. He didn't even have any touchdowns this game. And like Arabia said, I know it's the Browns, but Patrick Mahomes only threw 50%. He threw 19 for 38. They didn't play good at all, but it's the Browns. You know, Jameis Winston is going to throw interceptions, and then they say, well, at least everything wasn't a pick six. So he had one interception that wasn't a pick six. And the reason why I like Jameis Winston was because when he throw these shits and go on the sideline, like fuck, like. It wasn't going to happen. Like, you know, he had one of them shits like, then he picked this shit up.
Lying to himself.
The quarterbacks go back and they pick this shit up and be like.
Like the whole arena knows.
All the quarterbacks do this, but for him to do it, it's crazy. Whenever the quarterbacks fuck up, you go to anybody, they all go to this shit.
Yeah, that's how.
They get the offense coordinator on the shit. Then some niggas get mad, slamming down on it. Jameis Winston, we know you're going to throw them touchdowns. I think it's very entertaining. You got the least, I will say this, you have the most entertaining touchdowns. Pardon me, interceptions in the league. I think your interceptions are very entertaining. You know why? That nigga will drive the ball down the field, get you to the fucking red zone, and then throw an interception after he just had a spectacular 60-yard drive, get you inside the 10 yards and throw a 2, and then get you to the 5. And then instead of running it, they do a passing play, and niggas intercepted. This is going on for 4 weeks, and then he goes to the sideline. It's crazy, but I thought it was entertaining. I don't like anybody as much as I do Jameis Winston. I'm talking about that loses this much consecutively. He's a very entertaining fella.
Yeah, I think the backfield be setting them up. Like, they let them get away with a lot of bad behavior until they're ready to get the interception. That's really what it looks like if you're watching the game. It's almost like boxing. You're slipping punches. You're letting them get away with stuff. But you know, in the 7th round, I'm going to turn this into a knockout. What they call a counterpunch. Or because when he's dropping back, everybody knows he does the same thing every time. He gambles too much. It'll be like you and White are right there. He'll try to throw the ball where it says where the serious sign is every time. He knows it's 2 people there on defense, but he thinks something in his brain tells him, pause, he can get it past both of you to the next person. And that's just a risk factor that I think he can't turn it off in his head. What do you think about that, Arabia?
Yeah, I think a lot of times like football does have setups. You see it a lot with edge rushers. That's why a lot of times sacks come in bunches, because you spend a good amount of the game setting up that offensive lineman, and then boom, like Myles Garrett does it really, really well. You set them up all game, and then boom, once you got them set up, that's when you really pull your move. So, I mean, secondary does it as well. Is definitely possible.
How do you think Myles Garrett feels about Jameis Winston? He out there busting his ass paws on defense week after week, hopping over niggas, actually, blocking field, all types of shit. What do you think the defense feels about Jameis Winston when they sit there and put on a decent performance against Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, it's very frustrating because that's maybe why you see Myles Garrett be more intentional about being vocal. Like, I'm one of the best in the league, because sometimes it's easy to look over these really good players who are on bad teams, good defensive players who are part of a team where the offense is struggling. So it's got to be really, really frustrating. You're doing your part, but football is such a team sport. You rely on so many other people to really get that final product done that, it's frustrating when you're doing everything you can do, but other people that are struggling, and it affects the whole team.
Yeah, the reason I asked this question because, like, before the games, even, the last few weeks, Jameis Winston has been giving some really good speeches. I'm not exaggerating this pregame speech. He's like, who in town? The down Browns are in town. And you know what's going to happen to us. He said, ain't nothing else on TV tonight. We the only things on TV tonight. Call your mother, call your grandmother, call your sister. Ain't nothing on but us. Tell us we're going to win. And they're like, yeah. And so when he did it yesterday, day before yesterday, pardon me, I see Myles Garrett like this.
You know what that look says? Tell him you're going to have 5 interceptions.
I was with you the first 3 weeks when you started this shit, 4 weeks. Myles Garrett had the word. Then when you put your hands in for the on 3, nigga, it was like this.
Team on 3.
Yeah. That nigga turned his head and everything. He's like, yo. So that's why I was asking how somebody as great as Myles Garrett is have to deal with an offense that's going on for not just this season, for the past couple seasons in Cleveland.
And then real quick, so we know in that game, Patrick Mahomes ended up getting hurt, so he suffered a mild high ankle sprain. Arabia, does that injury concern you right now? Do you think he'll be good? Because what happens if Patrick Mahomes is hurt?
It definitely is concerning, especially when you see the way that offense has been operating. Patrick Mahomes is the kind of quarterback that is able to elevate an entire offense. So if he's out and if he's unable to perform to the best of his abilities, he is a player that does tend to prioritize the game over his health in certain situations. And I think he really is on the hunt for that three-peat to make NFL history. But it absolutely is concerning, not just if he is in the game, but if he's in the game, how well can he perform? The Chiefs need, all the help that they can get along this road, because we see the Bills doing really well, beating the Lions, who looked really good, but they just made them look real regular. So it's definitely concerning when your star quarterback who elevates your offense is not up to his best ability rolling into the playoffs.
I couldn't disagree more. I think when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, we're going to win regardless. I think it's kind of just how they say it in the psychic world is just in the cards, like it's in the cards for certain teams to win. And this just is one of those seasons. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just extra rest. We coming into this Christmas game, and then he be out for this week and then be out for the Christmas game. And then everybody's thinking that something phenomenal is happening when really we're not allowing the Steelers to see him yet. So when we see them later, they won't know how to prepare for it. I just wanted to throw that out there. Arabia, I'm trolling Stat and White because they're in the studio. They can't wait for the Christmas game. Right. And Patrick Mahomes, we may just rest them. Pause. We might just rest them. Let y'all win the game, because we know it won't matter when it comes time to really win the game.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I seen this injury that Stat brought up, and Arabia, I thought you had a great take just now. Because Patrick Mahomes is definitely one of them players that prioritizes the game before his health. And you're like, yo, that's why I fuck with Patrick Mahomes too. Like, you really see even like previous years when he's fighting, when he's playing against Josh Allen, the concern on his face that he needs to win. When he's playing against Joe Burrow, the concern on his face that he needs to win. And it was a few weeks ago, he limped off the field. I forget who they were playing. And I was like, yo, I didn't even know where the fuck Carson Wentz was. I didn't even know he was the fucking backup for the Kansas City Chiefs, because Carson Wentz was one of them niggas for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it's like, oh man, Patrick Mahomes is hurt, Carson Wentz woman. I'm like, oh shit, Carson Wentz played for Kansas City. And by the time it was time for Kansas City to get back on offense, Patrick Mahomes got his ass right back on the field and finished the game. My thing that comes to mind, and me and my nigga Nick was talking about this, is NFL always talking about player safety and concern for the players and so on and so forth. I think, and Nick brought this to my attention, is how much are you concerned about the players when you got the Chiefs playing 3 games in 10 days, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. 3 games in 10 days, nigga, because they the Chiefs? Like, it's out of pocket. It's totally out of pocket. Me personally, I would let Patrick Mahomes rest because that injury did look significant, and I think Arabia's right. He's definitely going to prioritize winning over his health. But if they do sit him and they do lose, he's still enough wins ahead of Buffalo and Pittsburgh and whoever else is leading. Even in the division, they ain't got to worry about the division. But she's in that number 1 seed in the AFC. There's still 2 games over Buffalo. I would sit him one of these 3 games just to make sure he's good for the rest of the season to wrap it up for the AFC top seed and move it throughout the playoffs, because it's almost like a boxing phrase. You got to protect them from their self. And Patrick Mahomes is one of them niggas who, if he's out there, he's going to fight Andy Reid to go play. Sit them down. They lose, but they're still going to be in first place. And then you'll get a healthier Patrick Mahomes. But 3 games in 10 days is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and to your point, Killa, it seems like Patrick Mahomes is more dangerous when he's hurt, because there's like an urgency kicks in his mind that we got to get this done now. And that's when he started doing that little thing, pause, that you were saying before, where he started moving his hands and talking to people without looking. And that's when it gets real dangerous.
I definitely would take a healthy Patrick Mahomes over a nigga limping.
Yeah.
Like, I seen him, but I think Arabia, and I get what you said too, Mase, but I think Arabia, and it's kind of both of y'all are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
That nigga prioritizes the game over his health. We don't see Patrick Mahomes out for extended period of time. He won't stay out for a play. So if you're Andy Reid and the staff, you rather him hurt in the playoffs than hurt in trying to get to the playoffs. But Mase, that's Mace's team. He knows better. I'm just giving my opinion.
And Larry's over here bugging about the Angels.
They won't win this week. The Chiefs won't win this week.
Against the Texans?
They won't win this week. You heard it here first.
Larry, he's not going to be playing. Of course they're going to win.
Doesn't matter. They ain't going to win this week.
I said what I said.
That's a betting thing.
We'll see. Okay, so
wait. You try to one up me. What do you mean it's a betting thing? Who's your sources? Cite your source.
I'm kind of a big deal in the betting world. They're not going to win this week.
Oh, you're a big deal in the betting world. Everybody put the camera on Larry. Yeah, okay.
Cash checks over here. Killing the cash.
No, I know. That's why I'm putting the camera on you, so they know what to look for.
Win this week. I'm telling you now. I've seen this movie before.
Who else not going to win?
I'm not saying that. I know that game ain't going to win.
What do you mean? You seen the movie before? What's the movie?
They're not going to win. So you guys are saying that he might not play this week. I don't think he's going to play. They're an underdog this week at home, 2.5-point underdog. So I've seen that movie. They're not going to win this week.
Oh, so you could read the underdogs.
I'd be very shocked if they win this week.
Now, you're saying 2 different things, Larry. Stand on they're not going to win, because now you're confusing the clients that are on the underdog. Should they go with they're not going to win, Larry, or you'll be surprised?
No, they're not going to win
you're
this week.
throwing away the I'll be surprised.
They're not going to win this week.
So are you throwing away you'll be surprised?
No, you can throw that away. They're not going to win this week.
All right.
You said stand on what you said.
Yeah,
you guys are saying. Listen to what you're saying. They play. What'd you say? 3. What'd you say, Cam? 3 games in
11 days.
Yeah, they're not going to win, bro. I don't give a fuck. They're not going to win.
Because you're a big deal in the betting world.
Big deal, Playboy. We winners over here.
We'll see. We'll have to come back
Arabia,
to this.
you see I'm setting them up, so if they win, we know we don't ever have to listen to them again.
I mean, and if they win, then you're going to believe that the aliens is real too, right?
No, I told you the aliens were angels, but we're gonna have that conversation another time. But I like your response.
Yeah.
I did. Pause.
Okay, so last one before we go to break. So 49ers Shavarius Ward spoke on Dandre Campbell refusing to play their game last week versus the Rams. He said it definitely hurt the team. He's probably going to get cut soon. He was then suspended by the 49ers until the end of the season after refusing to play. Dandre Campbell, to be specific. Arabia, how do you feel about a player just refusing to play?
Ricky Pearsall got shot. Trent Williams and his family went through a really tragic family situation. Charvarius Ward himself and his family went through a really, really tragic family situation all this season. Those three individuals, first of all, condolences to their families, but those three gentlemen showed up and played football. You never know what somebody's going through. Some things are just bigger than football. So if it's a situation where, Campbell is just dealing with things in his own way and he just hasn't disclosed that, then I will extend grace and I just wish the best for him and his family. But Kyle Shanahan said that he just didn't want to play. He was in for Greenlaw, 12 out of the first 13 games of this season. Greenlaw was in this particular game, but then his Achilles tendon started to hurt. So they're like, okay, Campbell, you're up. And he just said no. I think Ward said it the best. This some sucker shit for real. You can't do that when you have three other people on your team who are going through real life, bigger than football stuff and still showing up. Like I said, people deal with things differently. So if he's going through his own thing and this is the way that he deals with it, fine. I'll extend some grace. Otherwise, his own teammates feel like he doesn't belong in the locker room with them. So, and people were also upset about the suspension versus him being released. The suspension is kind of a workaround where it's actually a worse punishment because with the suspension, he doesn't get paid and he also can't just go to another team. So this was really, really crazy and I don't support it at all.
Now, Arabia, what was the gentleman name that you said was dealing with being shot or something like that?
Ricky Pearsall. He was shot in the offseason.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you got people who were shot and they showed up to play. And I know you say you want to make light of people having issues outside of football and mental health is a real thing. I'm not sure if this is a mental health thing, but if it is, my condolences go out and prayers up for them. But until we know that it's mental illness right here on it is what it is, we have to call it like we see it. And this has been really alarming to see players that don't want to play. But they're getting paid to play, which is really crazy because we saw this even with the Indianapolis Colts, right? The coach telling him to go in, he don't want to play. He said, "I'm tired." It's like these are things you can't tolerate, and I don't know what the real measure should be for this, but you definitely can't have this going on with successful teams. I think Kittle said it the best. He said it's a selfish decision. I'm going to go with what Kittle said. Kittle said it out of his mouth verbatimly that, listen, this is a selfish decision, and I can't see it any other way. After he said that, I can't see it any different.
Yeah, and you also brought up Arabia how, and I know I think he took 3 weeks off. Ward's daughter, I believe, died.
Yes.
Yep.
I remember they was talking about it, and I'm like, damn, he's tough even being back out here 3 weeks later. It's a tough process, where he went through. And then even that homeboy who got shot, they tried to rob the nigga. Niggas is out here. I can't say, my nigga, I don't fucking know at this point. Joel Embiid said he ain't playing back-to-backs. He got smacked in the face. He hurt again. It just was going on out here, my nigga. People are just saying, I just don't want to play this week. I'm going to take a week off, and you'll have a better version to be the week after. I don't know. I have no idea what to say. What I will say is this. If you're not going to play, y'all niggas should at least have better excuses. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going through something. My dog died. I got a blister. Anything. The nigga said he was tired. I was gonna bring that up before Mase said that shit. I'm tired. You could make up some other shit. I got a cramp.
Yeah, freaking injury.
Yeah, my nigga, niggas is just flagrantly saying, I was out. I'm beat, man. Pause. I can't play like. I decide not to play this week. I really am at a loss for words, which I'm rarely at a loss for words. But what I will say is I'm giving these niggas some advice. Yo, at least have a better excuse and niggas won't be talking about this, so then when you're not there, your coach has no choice but to throw you under the train.
Yeah.
Nigga just told me he didn't want to play. I don't fucking know what you want me to tell
limp
you.
off like,
Hey, yo.
Pause.
That's crazy.
I'm saying that's what these niggas should do.
I saw the vision, though.
You saw the
Vision. Make a visual. You didn't need the visual.
Grabbing his hamstring.
That visual was crazy. Stat even said she seen a visual as it's crazy. Y'all niggas get back, but yeah, y'all niggas need some better excuses. But at the same time, do you gotta respect the honesty? Y'all kept it 100 with you. I was tired, my nigga. I didn't really feel like playing. You wanted me to lie to you? I don't know. That's
an interesting one.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's being honest.
Yeah, right. So I don't know.
But does it speak to the lack of mental fortitude? That's really what is in question at this point.
Yeah, and then I'm interested to see what this does for the rest of his career, because what kind of attitude is this? What kind of team is going to want this guy on their roster in their locker room? Like, it's just not a good look moving forward. And I'm be very interested to see, what the rest of his career looks like given this situation.
Yeah.
And I think that's really a good conversation that we're having, because what this is showing us is that there's another generation that are not mentally at the same place as the last generation. And I think is being quantified as attitude, like you just said, when really it's just the mental makeup. And it has really nothing to do with the attitude. It really just have to do with they're more in touch with their feminine side. I think that would be the best way to say it.
As in my generation? I'm just asking.
No, I'm saying that's what it seems like. From the fingernail pain to the just different things, they're just more accepting of that voice. It's not that the generation before didn't have it. They're just more accepting of it.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Murda. My man British, shout out to my nigga British. His son told him that me and British need sensitivity training, a class or some shit like that. That is harsh. I seen a video the other day where a mother was playing the Tupac disc and saying this is the original disc record, and the kid was in the car basically like, that was just over the top. That was just a little bit too much. It was not necessary for all that. So,
yeah.
So when my man's son, I don't know if I said this on the show or not, but I basically was saying that I did. I don't know if I did or not, but my man's son said that we need sensitivity training. And I sent him a video of Ralph Tresvant's song Sensitivity. I said, this will never be me. If you want that person, you're at the wrong place and you're watching the wrong brand of television, because I would never be Ralph Tresvant. I'm Bobby Brown, nigga.
My prerogative.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so what it's speaking of is like and Killa is exactly right. It's speaking of what do they call it? My wife used to tell me that more emotional intelligence. Like our generation really didn't have emotional intelligence. We totally ignored it.
I'm still ignoring it, to be honest with you.
That's what I was about.
Unless I love you, I might be like, yo, stop acting like that, nigga.
Yeah, we do. It's delayed. That's what they told me in counseling. Right. I have delayed emotional intelligence. It comes later, pause.
Yeah. But you guys, his hearts are in the right place. It just might not translate that way when people hear it. It's not right away. Yeah.
That's what Killa was saying. It's delayed.
Yeah.
My shit may never come, pause. It depends on the situation. This might not be delayed ever. It depends on what it is. It's like this, it's like, if you let's say for instance, if you got a girl, I remember I had a shorty once, and I was, when you're in a relationship in Harlem anyway, and this back in the day, I don't know about the day, I stopped messing with females from Harlem a long time ago, and you say some really rude things to each other, and you think about it, like Ray said, maybe delay like 25 minutes, 30 minutes later, and you be like, I know your mother stopped smoking. I ain't mean to do that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to call her crack.
That's delayed.
Yeah, I know she don't smoke crack no more. I ain't mean that. You want something from the store?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You can grab your son, man.
Oh, gosh. Well, on that note, we're going to go to break. Arabia, it was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. See you next time.
Yo, good seeing you.
Shout out Arabia.
Facts. All 32 NFL. When we return, we will discuss Travis Hunter. Don't go anywhere.
One eye, one heart, one love.
Excuse me? After last night's performance, we're gonna do this again? Not tonight. I don't think so. And make sure you close the door behind you.
When I take the pussy up, man. When I take the pussy up, man. When I take the pussy up, man.
I'm Rico fucking strong.
Took that horsepower and told the girl to giddy up.
Baby!
Fast money, Manny, fresh shit, cash money, Moscow mule.
I'm back.
Looking back at her, I'm a crash.
Hell no. Muchacho, levántate. Toma eso, bébetelo.
Right now?
Well, cuña.
Okay.
Well,
Now, right now. Right now.
yeah.
Girl, let me see you walk it off. Boom, let me see you walk it off. Yeah, let me see you walk it off. Go, girl, let me see you walk it off.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. So today is the NBA Cup Finals. We got the Bucks playing OKC. Underdog has Giannis at 30.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Higher.
All right.
Okay. Damian Lillard's at 22.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
It's crazy you got to pause for 22 points.
You know why? Because Damian Lillard looked like, I went to the game the other day. It didn't look like he was playing good. He wasn't playing good. Then when you look up, he got 25 points. Me and Church was actually talking about that when we was watching the game. He's like, yo, this got to be the nastiest, most quietest 25 points. So even when Dame looks like he's not playing good, he's getting 23, 24 points. I'm going to go higher.
Yeah, higher.
Okay. And SGA is at 43.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
43
Yeah.
points, rebounds, and assists. 43?
Yeah, and a half. 44.
No, I think he'll be right there. So it could go either way. Higher.
Go high. Yeah, high. All those stats that you just named, he had 46 if I'm doing the math correctly last game. Go high.
Okay. If you guys like these picks, remember you always get a free pick if you're not already on Underdog. So make sure to support the show. Sign up now and you can make your picks too. So we're actually going to discuss this whole Travis Hunter situation. Originally, I was like, we're going to talk about the couple. We'll get to that because this is bothering me a little bit, y'all. So it's time to talk about it. So Travis Hunter's fiance, Leanna, released an 8-minute video on TikTok addressing all the issues people have said about her. She addressed her saying that Travis Hunter originally wasn't her type. And she said that when Travis originally DM'd her, he had a girlfriend, so she ignored him until he was single because she's not a homewrecker, and why would her type be that? She also said that she's never had a physical type, goes on and lists the types of people that she's been with: a white cowboy, soccer player, SoundCloud rapper, all those things. Then in a separate video, Travis basically stuck up for his fiance and basically said she's been crying herself to sleep and drinking a lot and basically like, y'all don't know them, chill out, all that. So from what you've heard and what you've seen, Mase, gonna ask you first, how do you feel about all of this discussion around basically their relationship?
When I look at this situation, I want to be sensitive to it because I know this is his wife. Anybody got a wife, they're gonna care about it. But when it comes to the things that she's saying, if I take myself out of it and just talk about what it is that I'm seeing, is one of those cases where you don't understand the moment you're in. That's just the best way to explain it. When she talks about the type of people she dated, okay, that's cool. The SoundCloud rapper, I'm for that as a fellow MC. Then she talks about the different things about how she wasn't dealing with him because he was dating other people. I'm for that, definitely, being consistent in that. But then you turn around and date him after you say that he's a known cheater. If he's known to you as a cheater, when you meet him, he's trying to cheat. So even if you date him later, you were dating someone who was a cheater. I'm just saying this from a woman's point of view. From a guy's, we get it. Pause. But when you talk about the things that goes along with her, the real issue is that when you're dealing with Travis, you got to understand that he's the prize in the situation. And that's what everybody is really coming down on her about. She's not seeing him as a prize. She's seeing him as just a regular nigga. And the best way to lose a king is to try to treat a king like a regular nigga. Like, it would be like a woman, my wife, trying to treat me like a regular nigga. I'm not a regular nigga. I don't make regular money. I don't do regular things. Ain't nothing about me regular. Nothing is regular about any person that lives on that level. And you take the last interview, well, not even an interview, the last time he's doing a photo shoot, he wins the Heisman. She's sitting there like, what am I supposed to do? Just sit here? What else are you gonna do? Hit cartwheels? Yes, this is gonna be your life. People are gonna be focusing on him. And it can't look like he gotta always defer to you and turn everything and make it about you so you could feel comfortable, because that means the moment is too big for you. And that's what I would say. So I would definitely, even though I'm giving some strong information here, you guys definitely should look into counseling. Definitely look into that very fast, because that's going to help you guys stay together if staying together is really what you guys want, because there's some things that you need that he's not going to be able to give you, just because of the caliber of person he is. And I know that was a long take, but that's what I wanted to share.
I got two things to say, and then I'll let Stat go. Steph Curry's wife had a moment like this when she was at the red table. Like, I feel that he's just all about, everybody's all about him and this, that, and the third, and nobody's paying me no mind. This when Jada had everybody wilds bugging the fuck out. And that shit went away quick. That shit lasted about a week. Because she understood, like, I don't know what Steph said, I don't know what happened, but she calmed down a week. Take a look into whatever happened with that. That's one thing. And then the last thing I'll say is this, because I don't really have much to say about it. Because I have no delayed sensitivity. So I just won't say too much about it. The one thing that I will say is that sponsors and teams are going to look at this. It's not draft yet. You just signed with Adidas. I think she's in the commercial, if I'm not mistaken. She's in the new Adidas commercial. So shit go left. She said, I've been there from the beginning. So I would just take into heed, and I'm not saying she's going left, but I'm just saying take into heed, you're not drafted yet. You have millions of people that want to do sponsorship, and you may be scaring some of them away with some of the things that you have on your personal life. Keep your personal, and then business. And when you want to exploit your personal, at least go get your $300-400 million and then get into this. You got a lot of money out of you, young man. And I would definitely take heed to the sponsorship dollars that's in front of you, and also not make an NFL team scared that this situation will cause a headache. Because, look, you've been with her 5 years, and you've been busting ass every year. You just won the Heisman. That was playing 140 snaps a game. So obviously, this isn't anything new. It's just your celebrity's growing, and maybe she's not used to it. So that's all I say. Just keep thinking about your money for both of y'all. If that's who you're going to be with in the future, this is going to affect your bottom line moving forward.
Yeah, I actually agree 100% with everything that you guys both said. I actually hate this entire situation because it didn't need to get to this point if people just kept things private. And I know it's a situation where it's like, of course her feelings are valid and his feelings are valid as well. He cares about his fiance, so he's going to stick up for her. But in certain situations, especially when you know who you're dealing with, or maybe she didn't know who she was dealing with and not expecting him to get to this point or this level, as a woman, especially when your man is at a certain level, you got to be selfless. You know, you're going to have to handle those situations elsewhere because, again, this is a topic that we're discussing. And of course, we're going to discuss it because he is a celebrity. This is part of the news. People are going to talk about it, whether you want them to talk about it or not. You have to learn that you don't have to address everything, and not everything's going to be about you. Like, I tell my friends this all the time. They're like, oh, if I want to date like a rapper, an athlete, like, girl, it's not going to be about you. That's just the truth. And you have to understand that. And that's okay. Now, if you're not okay with that, that's a discussion that needs to be had in private so you figure out your next steps and can move forward. Because this lifestyle is not for everybody. Yeah. Learning that more and more every day is not for everybody. There's a lot of things that are going to be out there that you don't necessarily want out there, and you can't control that. So if you want to jump ship, and I'm not saying do that, you know, if you guys can work it out, do that because that'd be great. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. It's going to get very more difficult from here. He's going to be around a lot of women. He's going to make a lot of money. He's going to see a lot of people every day. He's going to have access to things that normal people don't. You ain't with it. Now would be the time to, you know.
When you're a public figure, you can't escape being publicly responsible. And that's what is going to be a rude of awakening for her. And one of the things you don't want to do is run to the internet. You know, when people know they bother you, they're going to bother you more. And I say this in your defense and to protect yourself and to protect your mental space. Don't feel like you have to go to the internet and answer every question, because if you start it like this, then they're gonna troll you even more to make sure they constantly are talking to you. And that's the first thing I had to learn with the internet, being a person that really wasn't on the internet. Like, man, all these people be talking, like, who is this nigga to be saying this? And you gotta recognize these are just people. They have a keyboard. They have an opinion.
And they're trolls, and half the time they don't even got a real profile picture. I had to learn that because people be making me mad. And I'm like, Treasure, you can't get mad. Just go. So, yeah. Hope you take our advice. Wish y'all both the best of luck. And before we close, just got to get you guys' prediction on this NBA Cup Finals. OKC versus the Bucks. Mase, who do you think wins?
I want to say Milwaukee because I got a lot of people there, but OKC. I'm going OKC.
This is actually a really good game.
Is Chet playing?
He's out.
He hurt.
Oh.
They're playing good without Chet, though. They still in first place. Then
the Bucks.
Damn, that's a good one. Go with the Bucks.
Okay, we will know the decision later to see if you guys were correct. But that is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two big necks, like when they doing them 2 for $5.